All right, we are live. Let's see, make sure my settings are working. Of course, there's some loud vehicle going by at the same time. Welcome, everybody. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've got over 500 people in here. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to watch the show. We got some more information to go over, and then we hit 85,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. You guys are so amazing. The love and support, it's out of this world. I cannot thank you guys enough for the support. And yeah, a lot to go over. I was looking at the lights. There's more stuff that I've missed. And so we're going to look at that. And then I know everybody, or not everybody, but a lot of people have been wanting to look at the different vehicles and stuff. So I thought towards the end of the show, since it's a special occasion, we could do that. What we'll do is we'll just, have people mention some vehicles. And we'll spend maybe like half hour, see how that goes. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. But I've got a lot of stuff before we get to that to get into. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I am Chris with Monsters Under Our Bed. We cover true crime, mystery to the missing. A lot of times we cover big cases, but like what we like to do is at the beginning of each show is we show a missing flyer. Because, obviously people go missing every day, and not everybody can get the same attention as cases like Sebastian Rogers. So we do take requests. You can email me if you have a friend, family member or a friend that recently went missing. Sometimes I get a lot of requests, and unfortunately I can't take them all at the same time, but sometimes I'll save them for the next show. So today we have, this is Anthony, and I'm going to butcher his last name, Yepez. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Anthony is 16 years old, went missing 6 days ago, August 24th. Anybody here in Utah? He's out of Kearns. I'm going to look at the notes here. It says Anthony left his residence around 3:45 p.m. on August 24th. He goes by AJ or Tony. His ears are pierced. He may have traveled to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's where I live. So be on the lookout. He's wearing blue jeans, a blue Champion hoodie, and blue Nike shoes. If anybody has any information, 801-840-4000. So, let's get into the show here. I see people congratulating me. Thank you guys so much. I wish I could literally shout everybody out, but we would be here all night doing that. But I really do appreciate everybody here. And mods, just let me know if you need my attention. If the chat is going too fast, I'll be happy to slow that down. So let's get into Sebastian Rogers' case. One more thing before we get into what I've got. Like I said, I've got a lot of stuff for you guys, but I just want to shout this guy out, man. This was so awesome. So I was going to bed last night, and this video actually just kind of popped up because I was watching stuff about Sebastian Rogers, just kind of studying the case. And, it's not a very big YouTuber, but, he goes by What I Saw Today. And anyway, it's got a lot of views. I think it's almost at 10,000 views, which is amazing for a guy that's sitting at 2.5 thousand subscribers. That's awesome. And anyway, he basically kind of broke down some of my video. And it was amazing just for him to kind of play some of it. And it was truly humbling to watch that. So just by chance, I don't know this guy's name. I apologize, but if he's watching, shout out to you, man. Really amazing. I don't know if he covers just Sebastian Rogers. If anybody knows, let me know. But really nice guy. Seems like a really great guy. And then, of course, shout out to Stephen Crabtree, who's been helping me as well. We got a little bit of drone footage from him. But he's got a TikTok handle, which is down in the description. And I'm sure my mods could probably put his YouTube and TikTok channel up there. So I need to go turn on the AC. I forgot to do that. I am just going to play a 2-minute recap. I know like 99.9% of you guys are familiar with this case, but for anybody that's not, this is Sebastian Rogers. He went missing this year, February 26th. As a matter of fact, we just barely hit the 6-month mark a few days ago, and still nothing. Hopefully the FBI put out a statement. We now got a big reward. So hopefully the wheels are turning and something happens and we get answers. And that's what this channel is about. And so anyway, let's get into it. I'm going to quickly play this recap so I can go turn on my AC. And then we'll get into everything that I got prepared for you guys. And then, of course, we'll shout everybody out.
Missing juvenile, 2008 Traffic Court, 1008 Traffic Court, Michigan. Caller advised this morning they was having a 15-year-old male not in the bed. We have right now 3 blonde hair back in my bed, but we're going to turn down. I was going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. Juvenile does have a kind of autism. It's the first time it happened. Right now, to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
Sebastian Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic teenager who lives in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was last seen Sunday night on February 25th by his mother, Katie Proudfoot. The next morning, on the 26th, his mother went to wake Rogers up and get him ready for school, but Rogers was nowhere to be seen. Sebastian Rogers was allegedly wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, his glasses, and his keychain flashlight. They also claimed that all of his shoes were accounted for, which means he is most likely barefoot. His case has garnered a lot of media attention, which has helped get his tragic story out to the masses. There has been numerous searches for Sebastian Rogers, including a landfill search in the beginning, to groundwater and air searches.
To censor myself, holy freaking crap, this can't be happening, where is my kid? Choice words were used. Where the F is he, I had looked through the house for him, because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that, and he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But, after I looked, and mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat, but I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name, and I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood, and I drove over by the school, and he's already, at this point I was like hysterical, and I was crying, I was screaming, and he was like, three-wayed. He three-wayed law enforcement, and was telling them our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and
all right, just pause it there. Before we go forward, like I said, I've been kind of researching some of the old interviews and stuff, and also watching the behavioral analyst and stuff, and I thought it was interesting, and I think this came from the Interview Room. Big shout out to them. He brought on somebody that's a behavioral analyst, and they were kind of, because obviously he went and worked on Summer Wells' case. He interviewed Don and Candace, and he thought it was interesting. The guy, I forget the guy's name that he had on, but he had mentioned it was the same situation where Candace, instead of calling, after kind of looking for Summer, instead of calling 911, she called Dawn, and they did like a three-way or whatever, and it was the same thing here. And anyway, I was talking with a couple of mothers, and discussing, what would you do, if your husband was out of town, would you call him, or would you go right for 911? And they all said we would call 911, and then obviously let the significant other know. But thought that was kind of interesting. Anyway, of course, we're going to be breaking down the lights in the car and the signal jammer. That's what we're focusing on. But I thought that was kind of interesting. Melissa, thank you. Let me go in order here. Melissa, thank you so much for becoming a member. We got Deb W coming in, becoming a member. Thank you so much, Deb. Black Witter coming in with the $5 euro for some Vaseline to get your big head in the door from all the praise. So proud of you. Thank you so much, Black Witter. Means the world. Melissa coming in, supporting the channel, being a member. Thank you so much. Forever Nikki's mom, thank you so much for the dollar super sticker. And we got AMC52, another dollar super sticker. Thank you guys so much for the support. And Statins Shenanigans, I like that name. Thank you so much for becoming a member and supporting this channel. You guys are awesome. All right, so after watching, remember how I kind of shouted out that guy, What I Saw, that's his channel name. That was his first time. My last live on Wednesday. So he watched that night. I think he did like a replay and then made a video and then put it out yesterday. And so it made me kind of realize that people are still kind of coming in and learning this for the first time. So if you've been in my lives, I will play some stuff that you've probably seen before, but of course we're going to get to new stuff. So I just kind of want to get everybody on the same page, where the lights are at, how we kind of figured them out. I still understand there's some skeptics about where the lights are lined up, but I have spoken with the locals, and we'll talk more about that as we go along, but they do believe where I have set them up is correct. So let me take a sip, check chat here. Thank you so much, Sherry. That's a beautiful name. By the way, that was my mother's name. It's a beautiful name. So where they originally thought the lights had come from, because, here we are 6 months later, and this is how kind of, from what I've understood is, somebody did, I think like a couple people did overlays. I'm sure more than just a couple, but I know one YouTuber, GH, I'm not going to mention him, but he did an overlay, and this is where he had put it. And notice he had the floodlights up across the street on the other side of the street from where the Proudfoot's home's at. I go with the Rogers home because it's just easier to say than Proudfoot. And then he was saying that, the lights were going on over here, and they thought the lights were actually coming across the street. But then, so that was kind of what they believed for a long time, speaking with the locals, after, a couple of people did the overlay. So it was interesting. And I'm sure maybe there's others that did overlays that maybe were around where I was doing it. I don't know. There's so many YouTube channels, obviously. So I can't, see everybody's. But, of course, I love working with surveillance footage and overlaying stuff. And like I said, it didn't look right to me. It felt like these lights were just way too high up here. It just didn't line up right. So moving forward, and that's kind of what they originally, even some of the locals, they thought, the lights, the locals knew that it wasn't garbage trucks because, some of the locals have spoken to the homeowner that has that surveillance. And they knew the garbage truck thing happened around 5, which, there was kind of some daylight, or not daylight, but the sun was starting to come up. Also, there was a Uber driver. So those kind of incidents happened at the same time. And the school bus, they're all right there in the 5 to 5:30 or 5 to 6 a.m. time frame. So they knew that that was not correct and that these lights were much earlier. Just looking at chat here. Unravel, thank you so much. There we go. Terry Ave coming in, becoming a member. Thank you so much, Terry. That is so awesome.
See
So
that
again,
the two lights at the top, which have been assumed.
so this explains how I went over it. I know probably a lot of you have seen this. Again, I've shortened everything. We'll get to the signal jammer and some new information, and then we'll break down the cars as we go here.
To be floodlights. And using this line, we can determine that those lights cannot be any higher than the hood of that truck.
Thank you so much,
Using
Terry.
this method, we can determine exactly where those lights are coming from. So looking at where that truck was parked that night, seen in this overview, photo here taken the day of, we can then use a Google Street image and line up approximately where that truck was parked.
Yeah.
Notice we add the red line
It's good
and look at
channel.
where it takes us. There is a house exactly across the street. This house is
And I want to shout out Silver's on scene. He drove down this neighborhood. I don't know when exactly, obviously sometime this year. And when he was driving by it, he had mentioned these floodlights. So, part of this work, I have to give credit to Silver's on scene. He kind of pointed me in the right direction.
next to the Rogers residence. This home has its garage facing towards the camera. It also has 3 garage doors on it.
Dr.
Guess
Gary.
what? That's
That could have
right,
been
it
him,
has
yeah.
floodlights above each garage door. So here,
Yes.
I am taking a street Google view of the direction of the camera and then adding the security footage overlaid into the Google image. And notice how the floodlights do line up with the image. But because the footage itself was filmed with a phone, it is a bit shaky and doesn't always line up. But this does give you an example of where everything is taking place. The lights labeled as subject 1 and 2 are moving across the 2 yards. So the big question is, are they flashlights or something else? And where are they coming from exactly, and where are they going to?
So obviously right now, subject 2 is not down there by the tree. Of course, we do a more proper overlay, and I had Steven go out there and give me some great photos to allow me to overlay. The only issue that I noticed with what Steven did, which was amazing for him to go out there and do, is there's just so much foliage from the trees. It's almost like it's so tough to see anything. So I actually did something different, which you guys are going to see. And then again, I've spotted some new things in the light videos that I have not seen before. And they happen really fast. And so this really just kind of adds more to the mystery.
What I'm about to show you next will shock you to your core, because the angle of the camera is not quite level. Shows the potential abduction.
Off the front porch, the dogs cut to the right. They go all the way down the side of the house along the fence.
So they went to the back side, or the that
Right.
to the north.
If you're looking at my house,
Okay.
it's going to be the right hand side. The dog goes
So this
all the
is
way down-
also what really kind of shook things up, is once I put those lights together and where they were coming from, and then coming out of Chris Proudfoot's own mouth of where the scent of the dogs went, and the fact that he says they went diagonally through the yard, which is exactly the same direction the lights go, is just really wild.
down the fence. The dog comes all the way back up into the yard, and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their
Steve
back
Johnson,
yard.
okay.
And that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that,
This is a combination of the path the lights were going, and according to what Chris Proudfoot claims, the direction of where the scent dogs went. In my opinion, it's clear
I think
that
so,
they are
too.
taking the same exact path, according to my overlay, Chris Proudfoot, and what the neighbors have mentioned, they all line up. Is this just some crazy coincidence? I believe not.
and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard. And then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their
As I mentioned earlier, I spoke to a local who knows the neighborhood and some of the neighbors very well.
Yeah.
While I share the new information told to me, I will be showing a recreation of the events that allegedly happened that night. Now we know more. Footage has been released, but in my opinion, the order in which the videos have been released may not reflect the correct.
So this is one thing I did want to explain too, so some people thought that, when the car arrives, that two people, I show two people getting out. Now, of course, I don't know that, and the locals didn't say that. I only did that because we're not sure, there's two scenarios, really. It's, either an inside job or an outside job. So and then we know that there's two lights and there's two people moving. So that's the reason why I did show two people getting out of the car. So I just wanted to kind of explain that. Because I was speaking with the local today, and we were talking about that specific thing there. So anyway, let's get into some of the new stuff. Since I know a lot of you have been and seen this already, let me get caught up on chat. So I put out a video yesterday talking about signal jammers because when I spoke to the locals the day before, they told me some very disturbing things about some ring cams. And I'm going to show you, from what I understand, they believe that this unidentified vehicle at 3 a.m. drove up Kellen Ave. Not sure how far it went. It's possible they went all the way to the top and turned around, but they're pretty sure that this vehicle went all the way up. And I think the reason they did this is they had a jammer with them. Because from what I understood is they had, the locals said at least two people with ring cameras, from what I understand. One for sure, and they were saying likely two happened around that time frame, that weekend or beginning of the week, where their ring cameras were not working anymore. And for anybody that doesn't know, we'll play a short clip in a little bit, a news clip, kind of explaining how those work. But if they're not hardwired into your internet, so, if you got a router, right? And, you can either choose to use your landline, run a yellow cord into your computer, your PlayStation, whatever, your computer, or, whatever. Or you can go Wi-Fi, right? Well, apparently, if it's Wi-Fi, which a lot of these are, they have, obviously, these things that are called signal jammers, flippers, there's different names for them, that can literally hack and literally shut them down, which is pretty wild. So this is where it gets really eerie. So this is some information that we learned Wednesday. Look at the date now. So obviously this one's kind of, sometimes how the year date, countries, it's all kind of different. But in the order, we have obviously the year 2024. Obviously we have the month, which would be February, and we have the day, which is Friday. And look at the time. So what I had heard is, and this is coming from the people that live there, is that for some reason their timestamp froze up on Friday. Then we have Saturday, Sunday night into Monday when Sebastian Rogers disappears. And then on Tuesday, their camera and timestamp, the timestamp was working again. Now, what's interesting is look, not only the date, but look at the time. I'm assuming this is military time for anybody that doesn't know, because, we don't see an AM or a PM after the 04, which is, so we got the hour, minute, seconds, if that, you guys can see that okay. And so most likely this is military time, which means after noon, it goes 13, 14, goes up to 24. So this means that is 3/11/04. And what are the what's the chances that potential abduction, Rogers goes missing, and we have this suspicious car going on between they say about 3 a.m. and 3:20, 3:30 a.m., somewhere around in that time frame. And here we are days earlier, right in that same time frame, this thing gets stuck. So does that mean, could they have done like a practice run where they went out there scoping, the neighborhood, kind of seeing what's going on at that time of the night, at 3 a.m.? Let me know what you think in chat, but that is really odd that time is 3/11. Very eerie. Well, technically, I guess if it has the O in it before, I guess that would be military. But I just to make sure, because somebody could say, oh well, that might be 3:11 p.m. I kind of want to correct that, but I do understand what you're saying there. Pamela, I like the way that's spelled. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And we got Fly Girl coming in with the PayPal. I will get to that in just a second here. But that is really wild. So let me know if you think, I wonder if these guys, like I said, inside job or outside job, they went days before and tried to scope it out and see, what it looked like at that time of night.
Blockers during a camera.
Here's just kind of a little news clip explaining, what they can do. It's pretty scary. So if you are connected Wi-Fi and you're not hardwired, and you're able to get hardwired, I would think about doing that.
It has, lately, in Glendale, where police share images of people using Wi-Fi blockers during a recent spike of home burglaries. Residents had security cameras, even alarms, but they were not activated.
What we later determined through our investigators were that these Wi-Fi blockers existed, and they were the cause of what was going on.
One security system installer saw a whole block get hit.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood got jammed up the whole neighborhood.
So think about that. Again, the neighbor told me that at least one, and they believe more, possibly two Ring cameras, not the one that with the flashlights, but two Ring cameras that are further up on Kellen. One for sure was, in what they said, literally fried their Ring camera.
The whole Wi-Fi, the whole street.
And you would think these things are difficult to find, but check this out. I just looked in my laptop, and here they are for sale.
My understanding is they may not be as legal as they are portrayed on the line. They're described as
good
something
to see you, Low 12. I'll get a hold of you after the show.
What are you telling people to do?
What we wanted to do is get those things hardwired.
I would always hardwire, from your cameras, to your alarm system, everything.
Don't just store your security images on the cloud either.
I'd rather have it on a hard drive than to have it on the cloud.
And even with wired cameras, don't discount good old-fashioned deterrence. like the sound of a big dog barking and sticks block.
Gotta love the dogs, but yeah, that that is wild. I remember hearing about that, but that is really scary. And they can erase. People have had their vehicles stolen, and they go back to check their Ring camera, and there's no footage. Because they brought in this jammer that they can get off the internet. So, pretty scary. We've got, oops, I can't see it right now because we got the little guy eating his food. So we've got almost 2,000 people in here. Thank you guys so much. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. You guys are amazing. We are here to help bring any answers we can to help finding Sebastian. And so, yeah, this is where I wanted to pause this. So, again, I don't know for sure if 2 people got out. So I just want to explain that right now. It could be, we know at the very least 1 person did because we see that light. So I guess it really kind of depends on 2 scenarios, in my opinion. I'm sure you could break it down into multiple scenarios, but 2 main scenarios. If it's an inside job, then, either you have, Katie or Chris waiting, and then, whoever is helping them, they bring Sebastian to them. And so, yeah. But at the very least, we got the driver, right? And we know at least 1 other person comes out. So at the very least, we have 2 people that would be in the car before anything happens. There's got to be at least 2 people because there's 2 lights and the car driving. So that's 3 people total. So again, I don't know if 2 people got out. At the very least 1. So just do keep that in mind. Kimberly coming in with the PayPal. Thank you so much. You are so awesome. A lot of things are going on at the same time. I'm trying to keep up with everything and not get sidetracked, but I do appreciate you guys' love and support. So here we go. Oh, I would love to have a German Shepherd. That is like my dream dog. When they are puppies, oh my God. I wish they would just stay a puppy. 4x4, good to see you. If a 15-year-old is going to run away, would they know all about cameras and think to block or jam them? Oh. Yeah, that's an interesting way to think about it, right? So again, the only reason, like I said, I showed this is because eventually we do see 2 lights going on. So again, it just all kind of comes down to whether it's an inside job or an outside job. So this is new, and this took me a long time. So this is, and I showed 2 different versions of it. But because Google went down there 2 different times. They went down there in 2007, which we're seeing here, and the quality is not the best. Or maybe it's 2017, something like that. And then they came in 2023, I believe. But it was nice because there wasn't as much foliage and trees. And so we can kind of see what the lights are doing a little bit better. So this is something new that I've never shown before. So hope you guys enjoyed this. And then again, I spotted some new things that I've never seen before. So we have subject 1 just kind of in between these 2 homes, right? And here comes subject 2 right in between, the Proudfoot's home and the house next to him. Now there's this big ditch that I'm not sure how deep. I think it gets pretty big, maybe 5 feet, somewhere in there. It's a pretty big ditch. And as you can see, subject one, now they, I always say they disappear right about here. And then right after they disappear, we get subject two popping out. So that really makes me think that they have Sebastian, and and they're going through the ditch and maybe taking some time. But what's interesting is right here, it's something's going on, because notice they're not continuing forward. They're let's just say this is an outside job. Is he being carried, and now he's kind of kicking his. I don't know. Nobody mentioned screaming, so I don't know what'd be going on there. But yeah, it's kind of weird that, they kind of get stuck here. Let me know what you think's going on in the chat. But yeah, it's kind of weird. And then they'll disappear in between both the houses there. This is from Stephen Crabtree, or McCrabtree. He has TikTok and I believe a YouTube channel as well. If you'd like to check him out, he's local out there. He also, I believe, has an autistic child, so he kind of can relate to this case, and he's been helping me with some measurements and stuff like that. So huge shout out to him. And so here's a drone shot from him. He was, I think, he works for Verizon, and I think he was out there, helping with the service out there. So he was able to get me some stuff while he was doing some work. But here is the home to the Proudfoots. This looks like a door. I know some people had emailed me, and they're like, hey, there's a door right there. What that is, if you don't know, that is a crawl space door. So if you were to look at the front of their house, it kind of goes up, there's some steps, if I believe. So what that is that's a crawl space door to get under the home itself. But again, when you look from it on the street, on the side, it looks like a door. I mean, it is a door, but much shorter, but it's a crawl space door. Anyway, some people were mentioning, man, did they come out of that door? Because it almost looks like that. Yeah, I've been trying to look at that, Alan. Oh my gosh, I've been trying to do a lot of research about the timestamp thing, and like, how does that, fit in? And I honestly, I have not found an answer. If anybody's in chat, we almost got 2,000 people in here. Anybody's familiar with that kind of technology, signal jamming and CCT cameras, and could they affect the timestamp, freeze it? I know you can do quite a bit when you hack into the system. So that as much when I was doing research learned. So anyway, so here's just another look at it with the foliage and everything. So just two different looks. I just kind of wanted to show this in two different perspectives. One time where it's kind of fall, winter time, and then obviously this is more spring, summertime, where we have the trees, more fuller. Kim coming in with a super chat. Thank you so much, Kim. You are so awesome. I try not to say the full name just in case if you don't want that out there. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the support. It means the world to me. Yeah, I've heard that. Again, I've been really focusing on the lights, so I know there's a lot, with 6 months. But I'm not gonna say I'm an expert, but I work with editing, and I would say I know a lot about editing, overlaying, and all that kind of stuff. So this kind of stuff, that's in my wheelhouse, shall we say. So now, from what I understand, is they're not 100% what this car does. They believe it kind of parked here. But what's weird is this car is now facing towards the exit, right? But what it does next makes no sense. Because remember, in a couple lives at the beginning of the week, I was told that it actually just came and it stopped at the stop sign. And the reason why it would turn onto Stafford is it was kind of doing a 3-point turn. And that makes sense. But for it to go all the way down the street and then come back, and then for some reason decide to turn onto Stafford just a little bit, is really weird. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I need to reach out to somebody. Gosh, man, it's been 6 months. That is a great statement. Would anybody have any footage from? I'm sure, if I was a detective, I would be going back as far as that footage would go, just to look at people's routines. That's just my opinion, but if I was a detective, I would be going back. Of course, some of you guys know, if you've been with me a long time, I worked alongside somebody who was a detective, and, he did share a lot of things that really opened my mind, and expanded my toolbox on what to look for. And one of them is victimology. It's basically the study of, someone's behavior. What are their patterns? What are their daily routines? So, like, say Katie Proudfoot, for instance. Does she normally, on the weekends sit there and speak with Chris Proudfoot from supposedly 9 p.m. to midnight? Is that a common occurrence, or is that a one-time thing? And, victimology, it's a great tool. But again, if you do suspect the Proudfoots, just please try to be respectful. I do understand, a lot of people are, in my opinion right now, I would be going to day one and everybody would be a suspect, just, to start over from, start fresh again. Oh, Ebony says maybe whoever was in the car couldn't see through the trees and bushes, so they moved up to where they could see. Not a bad idea. I also think, I have another theory, is I think it's possible this car actually pulled forward to maybe, because let's just say they knew this neighborhood and they knew where this camera was at. And maybe they hacked into it. Let's say if they were there on Friday days before, they kind of hacked into it once. And so they knew they could get into it. And maybe that's what they were trying to do, and they weren't in range. Because these things, depending on what you've got, these signal jammers, you have to be within a specific range, And so it's possible. Maybe they wanted to get closer to the home and jam that footage. And so that's another possibility. So here's the car. And I'm going to show you guys something new that I have not seen before. Again, we almost got 2,000 people in here. Please hit that like button so we can get up to 2K. We hit 85K the other day. I appreciate everybody subscribing. You guys are legends. Thank you so much. So here are the headlights to the suspicious car. What we know, not much, is they believe it's a sedan. Again, it could be something else, but that's what they believe. I think at the very least, it's got to be, it's tough to tell. I'm still doing measurements, but I think it's got to be kind of a smaller car, smaller SUV, sedan. Certainly no garbage truck sitting there. Thing would have lights going off everywhere. We'd have lights up here. We'd have lights on the side. Yeah, this is certainly no garbage truck here. So that's the tail light, which it appears to be a vertical tail light. Now, it's possible that maybe the angle that we're looking at, even though it looks like we've got a side view, it's possible it could, a lot of them have that, what would you call that shape? I guess oval, kind of an oval shape tail light. But in my opinion, I think it's more likely a vertical. But again, it could be anything, really. Geneva coming in with 5 mob crew memberships. Thank you so much, Geneva. Gosh, if I can speak. Thank you so much. If you did get gifted with a mob crew membership, please, if you can, thank Geneva. That is so awesome. I have over 100 member videos. Just to give you an idea, I do try to put out a lot of stuff for the members. And I do also have a Patreon page as well. Yes, thank you so much. So there's a closer look at it. Again, we're going to look at some vehicles and stuff, but I'm going to show you something here in just a minute that it's the first time that I spotted this. And this is really interesting. Really, really interesting. Because it goes so fast. I missed it the first time. Or missed it actually multiple times. What am I talking about? What about a Mini Cooper? Could be. I think whatever the vehicle would be, it's definitely got, again, it's got to be a darker vehicle. So keep that in mind, when we do some overlays. Because I know a lot of people have, either some Proudfoot, Bowersock vehicles in mind. In my opinion, I don't think they would use anything, that was seen locally before. Not to say it's not possible. Everything's on the table for sure. So here's just one more thing I want to spot, and then we're going to get into the other video, because there's one more video that goes on here. Thank you so much, Jenny. That means so much to me. Let's see what we got here. We've got NS Desk coming in with 5 mob crew memberships. Again, thank you so much, Desk. If you did get gifted, please thank Desk. That is so sweet. I really appreciate the support. Okay, as we're looking at the car, it was very interesting. We have this light that pops up. Now, this is not what I'm talking about, because I've already spotted this before. But so it almost seems like maybe this person's had already walked behind this house and is maybe kind of walking this way. So this car right now that it's going to eventually back up, clearly whoever's involved, one of these people are outside the car, which is interesting. And as you can see, I lined the lights up. We got the floodlights here. I even lined up the floodlight that goes to this home. That's a static light. It doesn't move. So I was able to overlay that. So that kind of gives us an idea of where the vehicle was parked. Looks like it's almost just kind of right in the middle of the street because, they're really there to almost maybe do like a 3-point turn. Some think maybe the car may have parked there to try to block what was going on. That's possible. But with the jammer thing coming in, I do wonder if they were trying to get closer to this house and jam the footage. That would be my car. There was talk he was fixing a fan belt on a buddy's car on the evening of the 25th. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, if I was going to do an abduction, yeah, I mean, I don't think you'd want to rent a car because that obviously there'd be records of that. There's a case that I've covered on this channel. It happened in Arizona, and hopefully it's going to get solved soon. I really think it does. It's a very tragic story. Her name's Mercedes Vega. She was found she was burned alive in a car, had bleach poured down her throat. I don't want to get too graphic here, but we're talking about one of the worst deaths that you could experience, this poor thing. Anyway, the vehicle she was found in was actually a vehicle that was like a salvage titled vehicle. So obviously there was no way to trace it back to anybody because the previous owner gave it up to, like a repo or towing place, which ended up at a insurance company. And then from there, maybe it was going to be salvaged for parts. And from there, could have been paid under the table, cash. And then, yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I wanted to put this guy here. As you can see, there's like this guy standing here because that just kind of represents the light. Because I just really think that's odd. That light just kind of pops up for just a second here. So it's like a person is standing there. Maybe walking to the car. Could be walking Sebastian to the car. Right here. There's the light. Right here. Pops up for a minute. Not this one. This one's there. But very interesting. Okay. Now we're going to get into the thing that I never mentioned before. Or noticed before. Excuse me. Now, the order. Remember, there's 3 videos, right? We've got the first video where there's subject 1 and 2, the infamous video. Then we got the video of the vehicle, right? And then we have the last video, which is kind of the worst quality video. The quality's it's bad. It's the worst one. But I did try to clean it up for you guys. But it shows a person going back to towards the Rogers home, which is interesting. And from what I was told by the locals, they said that, and I believe this. Don't quote me. This may have even came from the homeowners with the camera. I am not 100% sure on that. So, like I said. But from what I understand, that is the last video as far as what's been leaked out. So if true, and then that means the car has in the motion of leaving or is going to leave, does that mean that's Katie or Chris going back to the house? So that's very interesting. So I'm going to play that video. I got to get to chat here. We got a lot going on here. And if I miss anybody, I do apologize. There is so much. Sometimes when you get so many, I miss them. So I do apologize. Lady Lady Coon Abilly. I love that. That's a good name. Thank you so much for becoming a member. All right, I've got to pause it right here because this is where I spotted something new, and you guys got to see this. This is, to me, this is big. Robert McFall coming in. Great jobs, guys. Indiana checking in. Thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. Mally Cat gifting 1 Mob Crew membership. Thank you so much, Mally. Daisy coming in with the Mob Crew membership. Thank you so much. Pamela, got to you. Marley, Deb. I'm just going to say Marley Goff. I can't tell if that's Debbie or not. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Nancy, thank you so much for supporting this channel. Geneva, Chris, you are such a breath. You are such a breath of fresh air. Thank you so much. Criminal Man coming in. When I get to Salt Lake, I'm buying you a Lucky 13 burger. Ooh, that sounds good. I have no idea what that is, but sounds good to me. True Crime Lover, great name. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Anita, thank you for all your for all your work you do. Thank you so much, Anita. It really does mean a lot. Because I do. I spend a lot of time. Joseph Rapp, I know you've been in here a lot. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Gil Hurt, amazing supporter of this channel as well. Thank you so much, Gil, for the memberships. All right, let's get to it. Okay. 2 things off the bat that really struck me. Okay. So because this light is static, but this is not the light to the garage light. Because I tried to line those up in so many different ways, and it would not line up. So whatever this light is, this is very suspicious. I am not sure what this light is, but it does not go to the garage light on the right side. All right, so this is the person that is going back. And what I was told, if you missed it last live, and this is coming apparently from the homeowner, is they said that they saw this guy or person, I don't want to say guy, it appeared this person jumped the ditch. Because you'll notice this person goes pretty fast. So I'm going to play this now. But there's something else that goes on at the same time. And I do circle it so you can see it. And I try to, I made sure, because remember, I am working with a video that is constantly going up and down, zooming in, out. And so I am literally cutting it frame by frame by frame to keep it lined up for you guys. Okay. All of a sudden, we have a light here. Now, I think that was the end. So, I'll show this again. That was weird. Maybe, let me back this up. Maybe it happened when I was talking. Oh, it did. Okay. All right. Oof. All right. Okay. Let me play this from the beginning. Sorry about that. Okay. So, we see this guy. It pops up. He disappears, and we don't see him. So, like I said, this person believes this whoever this was in a rush. And the next time we see him see them is right by the Proudfoot home, right there, and gone. But guess what we see at the same time? There's a light. There's a light, and then it goes back. So this is the beginning of the video, because whoever uploaded this, they repeated it a bunch of times. So I didn't know what was the start and the end, if that makes sense. So I really had to dissect this, but this changes a lot of things. Because I thought in this video, it just showed a person running, according to local, going really fast, jumping, and they're there. And that's probably why you don't see the light much, is because I'm running with, let's say, a cell phone, right? And I'm kind of running, it's kind of diagonally. So I'm running in a way that I'm kind of running away from the camera a bit. So if I'm using a cell phone for the light, my body and whatever, obviously the ditch and gazebo, there's a bunch of things there, are going to block it. So that's why we only see that figure like here and then here. But this person that pops out and goes back, I had never noticed that before. That was very interesting. And then this light right here, I don't even know what the hell this is. This is very interesting. This is not this light up here. So here we go again. This is just repeating what I was talking about. Clearly they must be blocking the light. Run, jump the ditch, and then you see a light for just a second and then gone. And then just after that, we see this light kind of pop out and then it's gone. So it reminds me of the same thing in the original video, you know, where when they're coming over, the subject one never really goes beyond these two homes. They're kind of like, it's like they're there for support or something, making sure they get over the ditch or whatever. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. That was weird. I never noticed this light kind of coming out after this person has come back. So this tells me that the car has to still be here somewhere. Because I'm assuming they're now going to go back and get into the car. And then this light here, I'm still trying to figure out what this light is, but it is not this light up here. So, more stuff to figure out. Thank you, Natural Healing. Sorry. I really appreciate it. AMC52 becoming a member, supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Let's see, what do we got here going on? Oh, I was showing, so this is kind of what the person did, you know, even though I don't know where this car was, you know, it may have been, you know, sitting here. You know, it could have backed up and just been sitting here and then waited for the person to get back home, and then this person then, you know, got in the vehicle and left. But again, I never saw that second person just kind of pop out for a little bit. So weird, man. So weird. Connie's World, thank you so much. Chris, thank you for all your hard work. It means the world to me. Yes, I have spent hours upon hours trying to just make sure I get everybody, you know, get everything lined up, and so it's not bouncy for everybody. Here's a look. What I wanted to do, and we will get to the cars here in a bit. I wanted to line all the videos up for you guys just to show you where all the different lights are at. So we got the original screenshot, you know, it shows the date. We've got the video with the car, which is here. So this one's with the car. Then you'll see me overlay the one where it's the two lights. Yeah, subject 1 and subject 2. So there's the 3 videos all kind of put together. But man, some really there's still more to figure out, that's for sure. Tam here, welcome to the Little Monsters. Thank you so much for coming a member. I hope my chat's working here. Okay, there it is. There we go. Yeah. I think there's so many people in here, my chat kind of broke. All right, let's continue on. So then we were kind of testing out, what kind of lights are they? Thank you so much, Scarlett. Could it be possibly the mirror reflecting when the door opened? Ooh, yeah, some like reflecting lights. Yeah, that's not a bad way to look at it for sure. There are some lights that not don't add up. Yeah, I think there's you have the driver, you have subject 1 and 2. So yeah, you have at least 3 people involved in this. At the very least, 3 people. And then if you included Sebastian, you have 4. Obviously, he's not, he's the victim, but yeah, I think there's definitely at least 3 people involved for sure. Yeah, it does feel like a handoff for sure. So I had somebody. I got somebody outside like yelling. I had somebody put one of those headlamps on and go out a ways to kind of see what it looks like. Now this is probably hard if you're on the phone to see this, but that's this person here. But one of the things we were trying to figure out is what kind of lights are these? Are these cell phones? Because I was kind of thinking, in some ways a cell phone would be kind of tough, especially if you're handling Sebastian. Is the phone going to show up properly? And there's a light. And then with a flashlight, especially a flashlight that has, a lot of lumens, you would think you would see more than just the light itself. You would see, how a flashlight, you have the source of the flashlight and then wherever it's pointing to. So yeah, I wonder if we should do a vote on that. Think was used in the lights video. Sorry, let me turn this down 1 second, guys. Black flashlight. Headlamp. Flashlight and not sure. Okay. Curious to know what you guys think. What kind of light do you guys think is used? And we're gonna get to the car because I know a lot of people want to look at the cars, and some people had mentioned they had seen some things around the car, so we are gonna look at that. Again, here's a look at it. I think the car was kind of in the middle of the road. I really think this car was trying to get close to the house to jam it, in my opinion. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, if that's the order, right, blue, yellows. Yeah, if you think about it, if that's the order and then the car leaves and that's the people going, or one person going back to the home, I mean, what is that? That kind of suggests that's an inside job. Again, I try to be very careful what I say because I don't want to, implicate anybody. But in my opinion, everybody is a suspect right now. Everybody, FBI, again, going back to day one and looking at everything under a different light, new eyes on it. And to me, in this video speaks volumes. I really think that somewhere in this video there's an answer. Email sent to Chris. Okay, not sure what the email's for. Again, and we definitely need to talk about the emails. Although I do love the emails. How is the chat now? I think we have Jennifer in here who's amazing with the chat speed. Jennifer, if you can, just let me know if the chat is going good. It's tough, the chat. Every time I look, there's different people. Yeah, Utah's a great place. I do love Utah. But there's, I lived in Ohio for a bit. Had some bad experiences, but we lived in, I forget the town's name. But man, there was Amish people. Every day there was horses coming down the street because the Amish people lived real close to us. And so they had their carriage with their horse going down the street. Oh my God, it was so awesome. All right, not to get off track, but it was amazing. Okay. Oh, that's a great look. The lights aren't all over the place bouncing around. Ooh, that's a great point. Don't get it twisted. That is a really great point. 'Cause yeah, I mean, if you had a cell phone, and you're moving, right? It would be bouncing around. I mean, unless you were doing this, like, you're walking and you're going, and so you're kind of like, you got, or maybe you got the flashlight on it, so you're walking like this. So, I could see it both ways, kind of, but you do make a good point. I guess it just depends on how it's being held, right? But yeah, that's a great point. Where are we at on this? Ooh, wow, we are all... Man, it's all close. Right now, cell phone is at 30%. This is an interesting poll. Very close. That could be... Yeah, let's say if this was an outside job. Yeah, maybe they went back. Well, no. Okay, so the door, Joe, if I understand, it's one of those... combo, where you punch in the number. So once you shut the door, I've never worked with those doors, but I'm assuming it locks every time. So I don't see why you would need to go to lock it if it was an outside job. Now let's say if you got Sebastian through a window, then maybe did you need to go shut the window? But with the jammer stuff, the funky stuff going on with the jammer, and I know Katie worked with Brinks. She also worked in the Navy. She was a communications officer. Clearly a smart person, I'm assuming. Probably a lot smarter than she probably lets on. Yeah. Chris, what is the total time of the video? There are multiple of them. That's a good question. There's a minute 31, which is the infamous one. The vehicle one is like 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds. This one right here is like 5-10 seconds. And then the one that shows them going across, that is like, because it feels like it's sped up, or it's just because the person's running. That one's also, we're talking seconds. So they're not very long. Door smart. So if wait, let me read this here. If inside job, personal cell phones would show movement or pick up on neighbors' Wi-Fi. Now, there's possibility they could be using burner phones, right? Got to think, if I was doing it, obviously I was going to be doing something nefarious like this. I'd be using burner phone. Not a vehicle that's going to be traced back to me. Obviously most criminals don't think ahead like that. So, yeah. Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. What a great name. Your work exudes compassion and sincerity. Thank you. Oh my God. That means the world to me. It really does. Thank you so much. Michael says headlamp time. It could be a headlamp. I think it just kind of depends on the brightness of it, If it's not like, 5,000 lumens, I'm not sure what the proper lumens are. I can't think of the different lumens. But, if it's not a big, bright lamp, flashlight, whatever, I could kind of see it not picking up. We're just seeing the source. But then again, if you had a flashlight, just like what somebody said earlier, would it be just like if it was a flashlight, right? You're walking around, you got a ditch, that thing would be bouncing around. Ah, man, I lean. Oh man, that's tough, man. That is so tough. It makes me want to go outside, and I have a headlamp. I've got a flashlight with major lumens. I got a cell phone. I know I had some people do it for me, but I think I need to do it at the same distance because they were kind of much closer. So I need to do it at the same distance and zoom in and see what goes on. I think I've got to do my own experiment on that to figure this out because it bugs the living shnikes out of me. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that is a great point too, right? If it was an outside job and he's being abducted, would there be kicking, screaming? Unless they had him like duct taped up and tied up. Yeah. But that's a great point. That's a great comment. And I know I'm missing a lot of stuff that's come in, and I do apologize. Again, if you do donate PayPal, Venmo, please let my mods know so I can thank you. Jules, thank you so much for becoming a member. Princess Jasmina. Mommy Pamela. That's a great name. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Serenity. Maybe someone had headlamps on hand for their job on their hand. Maybe. Yeah, I think we need to do a test for sure. Sherry, amazing name. Thank you for the hard work. Thank you. Princess again. In my opinion, camera didn't get 100% affected due to the distance. 100. Not sure what you mean. Maybe didn't pick up. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to do a test. I think I know someone that could tell me the distance. Actually, I could do it on Google Earth, really. I don't even know if I need somebody to go out there. I think we definitely need to do an experiment at that distance and then see what each light looks like. And I kind of walk around and yeah. All right, let me take a sip here, guys. Again, we hit 85,000 subscribers. I think we're probably at 86 by the time I get off this live show because you guys are so amazing. So thank you so much. One more shot with the drone shot. taken by Stephen Crabtree here. This is where the car was probably parked. But yeah, he did an amazing job. Again, he was out there working. He's a local, so it's not like he's kind of going out there and bothering people. All right, let's do some vehicles. All right. Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, we'll go. We'll start with 20 minutes. I'm just kind of the vehicle I see. I'm gonna go with it. Actually, maybe what we'll do is we'll snag just a bunch of vehicles right now, and then yeah, that would probably go faster, and then go with the overlay. So, all right, if you can, help me with like a year or so. If you have something right now, guys, in the chat, if you want me to overlay a vehicle, put it in the chat. Well, I can't promise I'm going to get everybody's. I can actually guarantee I'm not going to get everybody's. But we'll try to do a bunch of them. Someone posted that a Chevy Traverse was left at Drake's Creek with no tags and was left there the same night. Interesting. I've heard some other things kind of like that. I did email him, unless I got like the wrong email. I did. So again, you got to keep in mind, I am getting like hundreds and hundreds of emails. You have no idea. It's bad. I would show you, but I don't want to give anybody's name away. So anyway, all right, let's go. Let's go for it. And then we'll recap at the end here. Why am I doing Google? I'm so used to doing Google Maps here. I'm not sure what you're talking about, AMC. You could state where just try not to mention channels that I don't mention, that I don't mention myself. I do collab a little bit, but I try to stay in my own lane when it comes to stuff. We're kind of a drama-free channel, and that's how we like it. Okay, all right, we got first one, Ford Escape. If I can spell, holy good lord. Where'd it go? 2014. All right, side view. Yeah, anybody knows like a dark car that somebody has? All right, that is not the best side view. That does have some. Doesn't look like it has vertical taillights, but they may not be vertical. Trying to look for a good side view. God, that's not it's like an angle side view. Like what's going on here? Oh, I didn't type in side view. That's why. I did, but it just didn't go in. There we go. Okay. Sweet. Alright, we'll put it in here. So A1. Okay, another car. We're just gonna grab, we'll grab 5 cars for now, and then we'll see how that goes. Sorry if I can spell right. Cadillac, where to go? SRX. I'm gonna go like a 2020. And side view. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I really like that. Oh, it's a damn wet file. God, I hate these files. That's a good choice. I really like the taillights on that. And we're going to look at the taillights. I got another video for you guys as well that we're going to show. Hate when I have to go live. There we go. All right. Let's grab 3 more. I'm not picking any favorites. I'm just whatever car I see, we'll do it. 2000 Chevy truck. Okay, I think that one belongs Chevy. Do we have a model that we want? 2021 side view. Do we have a model? That does have, let's see, do we have one? There we go. That's a good one right there. Okay, we'll go with the Chevy truck. So here we go. So we got an SUV. Got the Cadillac. We got a truck. I like this. We're getting, different kinds of vehicles in here. Honda CRV. Okay, Honda CRV. Let's go with that. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm going to overlay these vehicles live because I promised that I would do that. And I thought since, today's a special day, we hit 85,000. And again, mods, I appreciate you guys so much. We're probably going to pick up another mod. I've been speaking to somebody, and so to get you guys some help here. All right, let's get one more, and then we'll see where this goes, okay? Yeah, we don't do that. Mila Clue. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm just gonna say Mila. Would it be an older sedan? I don't think I completely turn off all the lights on my newer Jeep. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I looked at a Scion. I just did a Scion, so I'm going to try something else. I did the Ford Transit, Kathy, if you missed it. Rhonda says you sent me an email. Okay. I did do a Scion. The Scion looks great. I'm not kidding. Oh, you got me Justin's number. Okay. All right, let's try to stay on topic with the vehicles. I need one more. All right. Ooh. I'm going to go with the Kia Soul. Sorry, opinionated. Oop. If I can spell. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, and that's nice and small, too. Ooh. All right, guys. All right, you're going to see some of the magic happen. This is kind of like a little behind the scenes for you guys here. If you guys haven't seen the magic here, I don't know if I should be showing this. This might have to cost extra. No, I'm just kidding. Let me move this over here. I'm sorry. If this goes quickly, maybe we'll grab another 5 vehicles. So please bear with me. There's so many in chat, and I'm not picking favorites or anything. I'm trying to mix the vehicles up. I want to play one thing before we get started. Just look at the reaction when she mentions this. Or look at both of their reactions. This is very interesting.
Is recently Channel 5 in Nashville, they had security footage that showed 2 flashlights the night he disappeared. Is there anything that you think about this video? Or
Sure. So
look at that laugh right there. Look at that laugh that he does. Remember, if it's the possibility that they did, this is an inside job, and look at her face. If she's the one that was the jammer. Again, we don't know this. This is speculation. I'm not saying these guys are guilty of anything, but again, right now, in my opinion, everybody's a suspect. But his reaction, and look at her. She is just looking down like it's just off.
The night he disappeared, is there anything that you think about this video? Or
sure. So
It's
There's
almost
a lot
like
of
he's
speculation.
laughing like, damn, like, God, we got, that didn't, we didn't jam that video camera. That's what I kind of, yeah, Duper's Delight. Yeah, I'm sorry, try not to do all caps, but yeah, Duper's Delight. Yeah, and then look at Katie, just straight down, like, guilty look. Again.
About that video that are floating on the internet. Okay, and that is exactly what it is. It's speculations. Now, what it can give you an official statement on is...
Okay, then I'm just going to skip this and then we'll do the vehicles.
As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I hate to say this, it's not. As much as we would love it to be one, it's not. I'm not going to go into details as far as where that video is shot from, but I can tell you, as the parents, we have seen the video firsthand from law enforcement. We know exactly where it was taken from, and nothing that is being assumed right now is actually true about that video, unfortunately.
Imagine if you know where that video's taken from. Imagine. Let's just say, hypothetical. It's an inside job, right? And you see that video. Could you imagine? And look at the reaction. That is not the reaction. Again, for those that don't know, I don't just cover true crime. I go out and search for the missing. I have spoken with mothers with missing children, sons, whatever. And oh my God, any detail, minute detail, hearsay. I mean, they will jump on it. Anything that will give a possible lead to something. And to shoot this down the way he did, really, I don't like it. I really don't like it. All right, guys. Okay. All right, so let's see. So here's the Scion for anybody that missed it. Yeah, it looks good. Here's the QX Infinity. Everybody loves that. Now, this is the thing. There's a certain YouTuber that said they had an QX80 Infinity. I looked at a bunch of years. None of them have vertical tail lights. I could be wrong. But the one that she had vertical tail lights. So I'm just wondering. I don't want to call this person a liar. But she says, oh, look at this QX80 Infinity. And it's got vertical tail lights. I couldn't find one. If you know, please put it in the chat. But I was like, what? I can't find one. Cadillac Escalade fits really well. I'm not going to lie. Ford Transit van, yeah, it's got the vertical tail lights as well. But it's white. I doubt that would be it. So, all right. Should we do it? Let's do it here. Okay. So this is the Magic. Okay. We're going to start out with this guy here. We're going to flip. Wait, no. Oh, no, that's facing the right way. We're going to get some AI. We're going to take that white right out. And we're going to drop her down. Now, this is hard. Keep in mind, because my thing wants to, like, straighten it out at some point. And I will show it in a different version as well. I would say maybe like that. Yeah, it's so hard. See how this line comes up? Sometimes it gives me trouble to where it's not going to let me maybe go forward here a little bit. That's what I need to do. Actually, I think we should go with the zoomed in one. What do you guys think? Yeah, let's go with this one here. I think this is going to go a little better. So here's the truck. Now we know the road, so with the driveway is kind of pointed up so that the vehicle wouldn't be exactly the same. It would be slightly tilted a little bit more because remember the driveway kind of goes up and we have a street that goes there. So, oh, sorry. Why is it playing? All right. And we got to make it a little dark here. So, yeah. I don't think so. Again, it's tough to tell because, you know, you could have a reflection on the light. And of course, you know, whoever did this is zooming in and out, so it just makes that much harder for me. I don't know. Let me zoom that in for you guys. Again, I just don't think those lights... Oh, I can't move it. I just don't think those lights line up there really great. But, you know, it doesn't hurt to look at multiple vehicles. This one I'm curious about. This one looks good. Alright, let's try this one here. And I'll get to chat here in just a minute. Give me a second here. I should have probably done like a poll and just had done this before. Yeah, this one. I like this one. Not bad. Not bad at all. Man, look at that. I don't even know which one that is. I should have wrote that down. That one looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I forget all the vehicles. Looks like a Nissan Murano, but I know that's not a Nissan Murano. But yeah, that one looks good. Let me know what you guys think. That one looks pretty good. Not gonna lie. You know, you have the lights that kind of come on here, back here, which some people are mentioning. You know how when you heat your brake lights and you get the lights, you know, if you have lights on your back rear window when you hit the brake, I definitely think this car was sitting there at some point, kicked on its lights because what it's going to do is it's going to back up. Man, I wish we could have seen that and got that footage. That would have been amazing. But I think that's them pressing on the brake right here, this part here, and could be kind of it reflecting. Say this up here, if that makes sense. Yeah, the Cadillac Escalade, in my opinion, fits really well. We definitely did the Cadillac Escalade. All right, let's try this bad boy out. Again, I appreciate everybody being in here and patient. And what I'll do is we'll at the end we'll recap some stuff, and I'll if anybody has any questions for me, we'll do that as well. So just bear with me. I told everybody that we would do this. God, this one's where it wants to be a pain in the butt. Okay, there's a good spot right there. Not bad. Don't know if it would make sense with the lights. You know? I think that might be a little... that's the Kia Soul, right? Yeah, that's the Kia Soul. I do like the lights on it. Interesting. That is interesting. Again, be careful with your guys' comments and all caps. All right. We've got this car. I've got. Oh, we did. Nope, we didn't do the truck. Let me do the truck. I think I done that. Oh, this one might be a pain in the ass. No, it's still that works. All we're worried about is the tail light and the size, right? Oh, that one's gonna give me a little bit of trouble. I can tell. Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh, about right there. Except then, now this is something else I do want to mention. Okay, so you know how we kind of talked about, ooh, God, man, that's weird. That does look really good right there. I mean, I'm not going to lie, that does look pretty good. And someone mentioned, you know, could these lights be somebody like walking up to the vehicle, you know? And it's possible. Man, that's weird. Just on that spot there, that does kind of, you know, look like it does fit, you know. And then, I think this light, this little tiny light, I just think that's just reflecting off the trim at the bottom of the vehicle. I think, you know, that that's interesting. That's not bad. All right, we got one more, and I'll get to chat. Again, it's got that thing there. Let's see how we do with this one. Man, this one would be good if. Sorry, let me bring this out. Man, that one's hard to find a good spot for it. It just doesn't look like it fits anywhere to make the light. Yeah, that one. Yeah. That one I don't. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, I think I forgot to take the truck up. Yeah, I like the lights up there because that would kind of line up with that. If these lights curved in, I would say, man, that would be a dead ringer. Again, this is one of those where it's giving me trouble lining it up. Yeah, I don't know about that one, but that truck, man, that's weird. It does it does line up. Although they said sedan. That's weird. Toyota truck, Volvo. All right, I'm gonna grab one more, and then I need to get to chat. Volvo. Oh, I already did a Volvo, didn't I? I did do a Volvo before. You can tell I did, but I'm gonna do it again if I can find one that won't. There we go. That's the perfect one right there. All right, let's do a Volvo real quick. Yeah, the lights on that Volvo. Ooh, how it angles back up. I do like that. All right. See if we can get it just right. Come on, be good to me. Be good to me. Oh, right there, right there. Let me move it over just a tad. Nope. Oh. Okay, hold on. I can cut it right here. Even that right there. Let's see. Oops. It does have that light too. Interesting. It does have all the light. Okay, hold on. I want to do this one more. I need to tilt this just a tad up. Because it does. It has the light right there. Ooh, that's close. It's close. Maybe big? Is that it? No, lower. No, let's try that. Let's look at that real quick. Interesting. Where's it? Oh, there it is. Huh. Wow. Only thing is that light is down there, but there's it just could be kind of shaped different. Or I could just expand it a little bit more to make it so it's down there. I don't know. I like that vehicle. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody know about a Volvo? Like anybody in the family? Right there. Right there. Boom. That's it. Found it. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna run a couple of different. Man. Wow. That fits pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Volvo. Oh, sorry. Gosh, it goes so fast. Let me just hit play. Right there. Oof. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to chat because I'm just looking at how this lines up. Wow. That's not bad. I'm not gonna lie. That's not bad at all. Try a Toyota. Toyota Tundra, Toyota Tacoma. I like that vehicle. Man, what a great vehicle to shout out. That's funny. When I put it in, somebody must have called that out before. The Kia Telluride. Yes, I did do that. I don't know if it has a hatchback. I didn't hear that it has a hatchback. Lori Tool, Justin for All has vehicle info. I mean, I've spoken to the same people. So I'm not discounting Justin at all. I just know who he's been talking to and who I've talked to. So I want to make sure we just get the information that's out there that I know and trust, which is a sedan. Man, oh my God, like this right here, how it, man, that Volvo. I can't get over that Volvo. I'm sorry, guys. That's the best match I've seen. And I have done a lot of vehicles. I am not kidding. All right. I think I'm going to leave it there because I'm getting so many. I'm sorry. Maybe we'll do a second run at it. I don't want to, run my mods all night. But let's recap just a couple things, guys. But I do appreciate everyone being in here. But don't go yet. Let's just recap a few things. If you came in late and you missed something, I'm just going to go over just a couple of things, okay? See, because I wanted to show you guys that thing that I spotted with the video, and that's really weird. So one last time, guys, and then I'm going to read chat while I let this play here.
To my overlay.
Yeah.
So again, if you missed it earlier, they're saying at the very least one was fried for sure, a ring camera. They believe possibly 2 were jammed, but 1 for sure. Then we have the date we talked about on the camera that actually has the footage, and the fact that the timestamp stops at 3:11 a.m. Does that mean that they did a practice run in the morning of February? They did a practice run 2-3 days later, or before, which, again, if I was going to do that, especially if I was an outsider, I would definitely do that. But either way, I would definitely want to know, are there routines? Is there a neighbor walking their dog at 3 a.m.? You want to look out for that stuff. Again, I see Cadillac. Yeah, the Cadillac, that was a good... There's 2 Cadillacs that I did, and they lined up great. Oh, let me finish this. So, oh my God, it's almost dead even. So we almost have 1,000 votes. What kind of light do you think is in the video? 24% flashlight, 26 headlamp, nearly 30% cell phone. That's the most. And then 22% not sure. So I think I'm going to have to go out. I'm thinking this is probably 50 yards from the camera, give or take 50 yards. And I'm going to have to do something like that where I try different light sources and then see, what looks better. But again, I apologize. The Infinity, does it have vertical tail lights, Harry? Somebody said that vehicle and it did not have vertical tail lights, and this one person did a lineup and it had vertical tail lights, and I couldn't find it. It drove me nuts. All right. Holy cow, I've got a lot to catch up on. Ashley, someone posted that Chevy Traverse was left at the no tech. No, I got that one, but thank you so much, Ashley. Again, SPH, great observations. Thank you so much for the $5. Again, I'm going to show you something that I missed if you missed it earlier. Mila, would be an older sedan. I don't think I can completely turn off all the lights on my newer Jeep. Okay, so I think I got that. But thank you so much, Mila. Texas Cowgirl up. Thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. You are awesome. Mitzi Scott, good to see you. So proud to be a member here. Member for 12 months, a whole year. That's so awesome. Shauna Michelle. KP reminds me of Susan Smith in that video. Susan Smith. I want to say Susan Powell, but I'm not. I'll have to look up Susan Smith. I'm sorry, I'm not sure who Susan Smith is, but I will have to check that out. Beth, thank you so much for becoming a member. Harley Ryder, CP's mother has a QX60, which is more a sedan style. Yeah, we did look at the QX60. Everybody was telling me to match that up, and I did. I've shown that. I probably showed that today at some point. But that a lot of them have the oval tail lights, which it's possible. Maybe it is an oval tail light, but to me it looks more vertical. All right, So, one last time, this video is something that I missed before. And this is the video where they are supposedly going back to the house. We see the light, and then it's gone. And according to the homeowner, they said that this person was in a rush and they jumped the creek. And then you see that person for a brief second and then they're gone. So you see, but what I never noticed is here we are. We have this light right here. Now it resets, because that's what's so hard, and that's how I missed it, is the person that did this, played it a couple times, looped it. And so it's so easy to miss. And I think it's somebody possibly waiting just to make sure that they got across. I'm going to have to look at it more. But just one more time, we see that pop up. Then they're going to come and they're gone. Right there. And one last time on the right. They're there. And then they're gone. Like they went back. I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird. I know, Will. What I would do, oh my gosh, I would have a field day. Because keep in mind, we're looking at a third, fourth generation, especially this one, you can tell is terrible compared to, this, which, is kind of really the original. Well, not the original. It's a copy of the original. Someone took a screenshot. But, yeah. But there's still more to do, guys. There's still more to, run some overlays. Again, I don't know what the hell this light is doing. It's clearly not to this house, so I still need to figure what the hell that light's doing. And there's the light again, So, again, I've still got a bunch of work to do. Now, I just want to mention real quick a couple things before we go. I've been getting tons of emails. I'm getting them right now. Okay, let me just look here. Oh. All right, so I have Stephanie trying to look for a car that supposedly had followed somebody, and they said it was like a Nissan, or not Nissan, I'm sorry, a sedan. So if you get that sent to me, we'll do another live, of course, and we'll examine it. So please email me. And then please, there's a couple people that email me like a ton of stuff. Please don't email me 100 times. I do appreciate the love and support, but if you email me, just, once or twice a week, unless it's really important. There's some people that are emailing me like 3 or 4 times a day. Well, maybe not that much, but feels like it. And it's a little too much. So please, just go easy on the emails, because it's just me. I don't have anybody else, and I really want to work on the footage, but I do want, I do appreciate this love and support and tips. So, eat the cupcake. That sounds good. It's going to make me hungry. Congrats. Try a Prius. Just a hunch. Love your channel. I will. We'll have to try to do another live, maybe where at the end we run some cars again. Again, there's so many cars. Nissan Sentra. We'd be here all night. So, yeah, it would just be overload. And I like to keep I like to keep a live show where you can replay and watch it, and it's not just me reacting 90% of the time. So, again, special shout out to the mods. I may get another mod in here because I think we need another mod to help us out. But the mods, Karen, Copper Horse, Jennifer, D, Jocelyn, Michelle, thank you guys so much. Everybody in here taking the time to watch the show. God bless you guys. You guys are amazing. If you are, not if you get gifted, but if you paid for a membership or Patreon, we're going to be uploading some pet photo, an outro. So if you have any pets, send me pictures of your pets if you are a member of Patreon. And we're going to do a new outro here maybe by Monday or Tuesday. So with that, I am going to get out of here. If I missed your PayPal or Venmo, I will try to shout you out in the next show. But God bless you guys. Let's find Sebastian. I swear I think the wheels are turning. With the FBI, I feel like something's going to happen. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, you did. I'm not sure which one. If it was the one from at like 6 years old, I will share that at some point. But I got shared one that was more recent. So if I get shared a bunch of them, I go with priority first. So keep that in mind. So if somebody just went missing, I'm going to choose, them over somebody that's been missing for 6 years or something like that. But I will try to feature them in the next show. But again, please go easy on the emails. With that, I love you guys. We'll see you. We'll have a special members live Sunday and then probably a video tomorrow. And then I also have another channel, Mob Crew Paranormal, where I just started. So it's going to be a bit before that channel gets going. But I put out a video once a week on that. So if you want to go check that out, if you're into the paranormal stuff, it's down in the description. With that, we'll see you guys, members. We'll see you guys Sunday. And then we'll have our next live show Monday. And then a live show for the members Sunday. So, yep. All right, we're out of here, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Love you guys.